But what do you do when talk therapy plateaus? You don't want a barista to hypnotize you. I promise you the changes after 3 sessions. This is BS. I cannot promise you ethically that it will happen. But hypnotherapy works really well when how do gay men get help? And I'm talking about gay men in who are high achievers, who have successful careers, who run businesses or in very high demanding, high paid careers. And let's say access necessarily is not a problem. So you can go and find a therapist with insurance, without insurance is not the problem. So talk therapy is one of the avenues that gay men usually go and get help. And talk therapy is absolutely amazing. But what do you do when talk therapy plateaus? Or maybe you tried quite a few therapists and you could not find a therapist who can serve you with your specific problems, either because they didn't serve gay men or it just the connection wasn't there. So in this video, I'm going to talk about how I support gay men in my private practice as a Washington registered hypnotherapist. What is hypnotherapy? What are the applications for hypnotherapy and how you can be supported with hypnotherapy specifically? We're going to talk about who this is for, who this is not for, what to look out for, and kind of the state of the industry in terms of like mental health access, help, all of that. So now let's talk about talk therapy and hypnotherapy. Which one to choose? I would say both. Yes, in both. Whenever I worked in the past as a therapist, I would choose either talk therapy, hypnotherapy, or hypnotherapy for specific goals that we were working towards. So it's not one or the other. Now, sometimes talk therapy is not working well. And this is why we have so many modalities. And when I say it's not working well, it can be a therapist thing, it can be a modality thing, it can be like there are so many options. And I always encourage people, if therapy did not work for you, it is okay to look for other therapists and other methods and modalities of therapy. In hypnotherapy, in the state of Washington, how the state of Washington understands it, it's a modality that I personally practice. And the application can be like a vast. It's not necessarily the snake oil that it can cure anything, but hypnotherapy works really well when you're going through a tough time in life, or maybe you are having trouble adjusting or understanding certain triggers. Hypnotherapy really good for stress management, whether it is a stress for divorce, whether it is stress from work, or general life stress. It does really help really, really well. What to look for, and I will tell you how I specifically work with gay men in my private practice. But let's talk about what is hypnotherapy and what is in the industry. So now hypnotherapy on the large scale in the United States and in a lot of countries are not very well regulated. In the United States, majority of states don't regulate hypnotherapy almost at all. In Washington, you have to have a license or registration, rather. So it's a credential, it's a license as registered hypnotherapist in Washington State. I do have this credential. I am registered hypnotherapist in the state of Washington. In the state of Kentucky, you also have to register as a hypnotist. In the state of Florida and Texas, you have to be a licensed mental health professional, like licensed counselor, psychologist, or clinical social worker to practice hypnotherapy. They're a little bit more strict there. But in vast majority of states, and it's pretty much wild, wild west. And because it is not as regulated, a lot of people who went through hypnosis certification. Like number one, not every hypnosis certification is actually a very good and legit hypnosis certification. because the authors don't understand human psychology. They don't have a degree in psychology related field or psychotherapy related field. And this is important. And people who are learning from them, some, and again, it's well, was some have background in therapy and psychology, others don't. So, what about me? I do have degree as master's degree in psychology. I graduated from Moscow University in master's degree in psychology. I worked as a therapist in Moscow, Russia, and when I moved to the United States, I also work in the behavioral health field as a case manager, as a youth counselor, as a social work professional. So I know this field really well. And when I work with gay men, through hypnotherapy and through personalized coaching as an integration tool, I use evidence based approaches such as cognitive behavioral therapy based approach, motivational interviewing, dialectical behavioral therapy components. When it comes to hypnotherapy specifically, one of the really good methodologies is ego states and parts work with IFS Foundation, Alternative Family System Foundation. So I utilize my professional knowledge that I learned from my professional background working as a therapist before. So I know human behavior, I know human psychology, and right now I'm expanding my practice. I'm actually working towards another license as an addiction counselor in the state of Washington, or credential rather. And if you're looking for a hypnotherapist, ask them how do they work? What do they do specifically? When did they go to school? Do they have master's degree in psychology or social work or in psychotherapy? This is essential because you don't want a barista to hypnotize you with a stress management. You want a specialist who understands human psychology. So either a professional medical doctor, licensed therapist, or a person who has background in human psychology and can actually do the work really well. So how I specifically work with gay men. So we start with a free consultation. I always offer a 15-minute consultation just to make sure that it is the right fit. Now, after that, people sometimes ask how many sessions does it normally take to see the results? Now, there are no set of sessions per se to say, hey, I promise you the changes after 3 sessions. This is BS. I cannot promise you ethically that it will happen. So, the literature suggests, the research suggests that about 6 sessions on average, it is a good amount of session to see the first changes or to start tracking the results. So hypnotherapy, it's normally short form application therapy, right? And with coaching, I would normally advise anything from 6 to 8 sessions and then just reevaluate and either continue to work on your growth or maybe if you achieve your goal, then you move on or you select another goal to work on. And what is really good with hypnotherapy and how it can be a little bit different from talk therapy, that it can be as a tool for self-development and self-growth, right? So what are the applications? Stress management, pain management, weight management, grief, helping navigating difficult transitions, and also skill set and development. Like when you're learning a new skill, that is an excellent way to actually enhance and enforce your skill set. So that's how hypnotherapy specifically helps. Who this is for, who I am specifically working with. I work with gay men primarily. I prioritize gay men in my private practice, and a lot of gay men come to me with the relationship issues either after divorce or as they're going through divorce or after life changes. And also, so pain management also, like pain management and recovery is excellent. And actually, I am noticing in my clients that I work in the past, whenever they were experiencing uh, mild or medium illness after hypnotherapy, they were able to recover faster. And there are specific hypnotherapy methodology that are addressed on muscle relaxation, on pain relief, and pain management specifically. It is a really good tool. Also, creativity, and really, especially for gay and men in demanding careers, understanding who, well, what are you here for, and what to do, what is next. And really, as a tool for self-discovery is amazing. And the one session is $250. And like I said, there's no limit on the session, but I really like to set the program 6 sessions at a time. After 6 sessions, we do evaluation within our 15-minute consultation and our first session. We set the goal and we make sure that we are on the goal, or that we are on target. And as we are going through the program, we look what needs to be done and how it needs to be improved. How to work with me. So you can go in the description for this video, click the link, and you can book an appointment with me. You can find me on Psychology Today, Eugene Berezin, and you can book an appointment with me through Psychology Today. You can go on my website. You can book an appointment there. Or you can send me a message on social media, and I will send you all the necessary links that you need to schedule your first 15 minutes consultation. And definitely let me know what worked for you specifically, if talk therapy worked for you, if you try hypnotherapy in the past. And one closing note that I want to close with, that hypnotherapy is not a magic trick. It is not a psychological trick. It is a methodology. It is a modality of psychotherapy where people can get transformation results. There is a scope and for hypnotherapy. And when I do my intake, 15-minute intake or free consultation, I make sure that I'm working within my scope. I hope it helps. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, y'all.